I want to demonstrate a few things with text, and I want you to work along. I want you to practice this because I want you to realize this character panel that we put right here, in part one of the Illustrator tips and tricks, I want you to understand that all I did was click, typed H2O, hit return, type that, hit return, type that. Now, for demonstration purposes, if I want to move this, I can click and drag this, of course, but I can control it more by hitting the up arrow, and it moves slightly. If I hold down Shift and hit the up arrow, it moves a greater distance. Same thing with left and right and down. You get that. Okay, but if I want to adjust the space between lines, right now we can. This was on auto. I must have hit something on accident. When you see these parentheses, that's just an indication you're on auto leading. Leading is the space between lines. See the little graphic? The space between lines of text is leading. And yeah, you can adjust. You can pick something there. You can type in a number. You can click on these up and down arrows, or you can hold down Option and hit the down arrow to increase, the up arrow to decrease. Now, with most of these, if you hold down Shift, you add to how far it goes, but Shift here with Option adjusts a baseline shift. So if I watch this number here at 0, and if I hit Shift Option up arrow, I'm moving the baseline up. And I don't want to do that. I want to take that back to 0, so I can just go right there and click back on 0. So that's one of those gotchas that you need to be aware of. Now, why would you shift the baseline? Well, we'll get to that with this colon in between the 730. Doesn't it look too low? Why does it sit down so low? And the answer is most of these were designed for lowercase letters. Some pro fonts actually take into account what you're working with, but this is little things to be aware of. So H2O. I just want to affect H2O, nothing else. Isn't H2O have a capital H and a capital O? Well, we can come up to type, change case, and notice uppercase, lowercase, title case, and sentence case. So these are really cool. But over here, there's also this icon that says all caps. All right, H2O, just like it looks in a scientific notation, right? No. Okay, there's subscript and superscript. We want to make that too subscript. Now, yeah, we could change it. We've got, these hints out here. What do you want to do with it? Okay, but also subscript's right here. And here's superscript, 2 to the power of X or whatever. So subscript, when you click on it, now the H2O drops in. And you might say, well, that 2 is too low. It looks really funky. I agree. Highlight that 2 and adjust this up, until it's right where you think it should go. And then you might say, but that O seems a little far away. Yeah, I agree. Come in here. This is, I always use the keyboard, so I always got to hunt for it. There it is, kerning. I never go over here because Option, left arrow, tightens up kerning. Option, right arrow, opens it up. If I select this entire word, Option, right arrow, increases the spacing between everything. Option, left arrow, decreases the spacing between everything. So that's going to work here with this colon as well. We want to move that up. And yes, we could do Shift, Option, up arrow in order to move this up a little bit at a time. And you find out where you like it, and you say, okay. Except that 7's a long way from there. So Option, which way do you want to go? And then the PM, that's weird. What if we made it caps? Whoa, that's too big for these letters, isn't it? What if we made it small caps, which means those were lowercase letters. They're going to be capital letters, but they're going to be smaller. And then we can kern to bring this a little closer. And yeah, we could use the regular uppercase and all that. I just wanted to show you. But the problem with small caps, if I highlight this, and yeah, I could go ahead and adjust it, but remember under type, change case, there was title case. where we now have capital letters and lowercase letters. Now, small caps work if the typeface is designed with small caps built in. When it's not, watch the thickness of the S and the C and how it doesn't work. It doesn't look good. We click away. See how this is so much thicker than these, and it doesn't really work. If we select this and go to a typeface that has small caps built in, like Trajan Pro, TRA, and it should skip right to it. And notice it's got small caps built in. And now with this, notice the stroke matches the smaller letters. That's a more elegant way to do it. So don't ever use small caps artificially if it's not built in. Now, is there more we can do? Yeah, of course. There's all kinds of stuff. But because I typed this out all on one line, you notice that, hey, I can take this, a line left, a line right, and everything goes from, where I clicked. But this small caps is kind of bugging me. So what if we highlight this and hold down Option and left arrow and tighten up the tracking? And select everything, take it back to center, move this back until we get to the center. And you've learned a few things here. Is there more? There's lots more. But here's a big tip. This right here, how tall the letter is, this isn't the cap height. This is the size of the font. This is it stretched? No. Vertical scale has not been adjusted. Horizontal scale has not been adjusted. This is what you don't want to do. And I know we just did that for the poster for theater, or for vocal music, because it was the 60s and we were using real organic fonts. This doesn't work at all. This distorts the characters, and I think you can tell. It looks bad, so I'm going to hit undo. Oh, let me just show you. If you do this, you notice that this has shrunk, or this has stretched. It's actually indicating that we stretch things out. I'll hit undo. Same thing here. We pull this in. It's indicating that we squeezed it. So just keep, as a rule, unless it's something organic, keep these set to 100%. And then the rest of this, you want to watch out and make sure you're not shifting the baseline for all of your characters, or things start to get complicated real quick. Just practice this and understand that, the character panel is your friend. But it's only your friend if it's opened up all the way, not truncated, right?